Tom Leavesley is from People Experts Limited, who have a number of clients in Worcester. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Andrew.
So, is this anything unusual to you? I mean, this the sort of thing. This sort of thing goes on regularly, does it?
I'm afraid it does. Yes, we come across a few of these cases where there are interview questions asked with no real pertinence, relevance, or any ability to measure exactly what's being asked.
So what then? People may listen to this and think, what on earth is the point here? Why do bosses ask them, do you think?
I'm not really sure. There's been a bit of a trend to kind of copy what takes place in America over the last sort of 4 or 5 years, especially with the successful companies from Silicon Valley like Google and Facebook, and they have these very extended and quite bizarre interview processes. And I think what they're really trying to uncover a lot of the time is somebody's sort of inner strengths. They're not necessarily interested in somebody's competence to do the job. They're more interested in their innate sort of personality traits. So what I might mean by that is, if, say, for example, somebody had never worked in a coffee shop before, but they were fun, bubbly, very customer focused, that would come across in those sorts of questions, as long as those questions had some relevancy and they were measurable.
Gotcha. So the experience of whatever equipment you may need to use is by the by. If you've actually got the right people qualities, then that may win you the position. You do training on this, don't you? So actually you work with employers and sort of model how these interviews work, I should say. That's
right. So we deliver a set of training workshops for hiring managers. It can range from the sort of very technical side of employing people around equality and diversity and employment law, but we also open up hiring managers' minds to different ways of interviewing. So something that's becoming quite popular at the moment is something called strengths-based recruitment. So you're not necessarily looking for the evidence or the competency that somebody will be able to do that function within your business, but you're much more interested in if they share the values of your business, if they are the sort of person that's willing to learn, and that they've got those innate traits that are required for that role. Because if a position really only requires about 10% training, but the vast majority of that role is effectively a person's abilities, their strengths, then really there's no justification for looking at somebody's CV and going, well, they've never done that before.
Okay, I get it. And weird and wonderful questions. Give us a couple of examples. I have one here, for example. If a hippo falls into a hole, how would you get it out? Have you got anything better than that for us?
Well, some of our clients use a question which is becoming quite popular now, and what you've just described as a variation on that is, if you had an elephant, how would you hide it, or where would you hide it? And what you're sort of looking for there is a person's ability to sort of think laterally or creatively, or really an observation as to whether they think analytically and quite logically.
Okay, so don't give me the answer, actually, because I wonder what people might say. Let's put it out there today. What's the question again?
If I gave you an elephant, where would you hide it?
Okay. Well, we've got a couple of hours to kill between now and 7, so let's see what we can do. And the idea of this, I mean, and just to give 1 or 2 little clues, if people might say, bury it or put it behind a big building. Other people might come up with more clever ideas, and then that gives the employer an insight into the way the person's mind sort of works.
Exactly. So they might be they might have a very logical, analytical way of approaching things, and you get a certain response. But if they were sort of very lateral, creative, and a bit of a free thinker, you might get a different response. But the point is, in all of this, is it has to be measurable. There's absolutely no point wasting your breath asking a candidate to give you an answer to a question that you're not measuring. It's just a waste of time, and it makes people feel uncomfortable.
Thank you. It's an interesting technique. Anyway, let's see what people say. If I gave them an elephant, how would they hide it?